Coming up, state transportation crews make changes to a dangerous intersection in eastern Manatee County. We'll show you what they're doing there. Plus, we may find out who will replace local congressional candidate after her sudden death last week. And if you're out and about in Venice, you might notice some temporary changes to parking time limits. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon. Work is underway on a dangerous intersection in eastern Manatee County. The issue is on State Road 64 East at Pope Road, the same spot where two Lakewood Ranch High School students were killed last month. ABC 7's Marla Spence is live outside the Greyhawk Landing subdivision with more on the story today. Marla?
Hey Scott, crews have been out here since this morning preparing to start improvements to this intersection behind me on State Road 64 and Pope Road after the recent death of two Lakewood Ranch High School students. Residents and neighbors out here have been pleading for changes to the intersection, which is now underway. Right now, FDOT is temporarily closing the left turn from westbound State Road 64 onto Pope Road. Earlier this year, they placed a directional median in the middle of the intersection to help reduce the number of crashes. And although the amount of crashes have gone down, neighbors are still pushing FDOT to make those changes. Now today, FDOT is constructing more improvements to the intersection and the median. FDOT is also beginning the process to move forward with a proposed permanent closing of the left turn onto Pope Road until construction begins for a roundabout.
If it could save a life, I mean, as a father, you know, having my son driving every morning and every night, I personally like it because I know that he's safe every day. Every time we had an accident here, I stressed to my son that, hey, slow down. Please be careful because it's a lot of accidents. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen cars flipped over on fire and tragedy. So I'm actually happy that they're doing something better instead of nothing.
Now, this is what the roundabout will look like once completed. Many residents oppose this idea. They say they would much rather prefer a traffic signal light. Now, FDOT tells us after months of evaluations and surveys to the intersection and with people in this area and community, they say a roundabout would be much more effective. Now, there is no word yet on when construction for that roundabout will take place. Reporting live in Lakewood Ranch, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you. In Sarasota County, a new crash report says more crashes happened last year at the Jacaranda roundabout in Venice than any other roundabout in the area. In fact, more crashes happened there than at the other 13 in the county combined. The good news, however, is that out of those crashes, 50 of them, only 2 resulted in an injury and there were no fatalities, which is why these roundabouts are so much safer than typical 4-way intersections. Venice's ongoing downtown beautification project is causing some businesses to struggle. So to help, the Venice City Council is suspending parking time limits until early January. Construction should be complete by then, opening up more parking spots for customers. Let's get a check on our Monday weather with meteorologist John Scalzi. Off to a warm start. I mean, we've had a string of days where we're not getting the showers and we're just getting high temperatures.
Warm temperatures, record-breaking temperatures. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really, really hot. We're also looking at a new month here, and it's starting it off pretty much the same as the last month, it seems like, with plenty of heat and not much rainfall again today, I think. If you look outside, you'll see, well, Lakewood Ranch cam shows these kind of high, thin clouds that started off the morning. They're still out there, but they're becoming obscured by lower-level clouds. Those high, thin, wispy clouds right there were caused by a little bit of a backdoor cold front to our north. It was triggering some showers. We still have some moisture around, so we're getting these lower-level clouds building, these cumulus clouds beginning to build, and they will eventually work their way higher in the sky. But still, there's a kind of cap on our atmosphere that's going to kind of prohibit a lot of this from turning into showers. So we're seeing the cellular nature of some of those clouds kind of visible here in the little dot clouds, the little dot-like clouds that you're seeing starting to form here in the last few frames of our satellite loop in response to some daytime heating. Those are some of them producing some rainfall, and they're being pushed across the coast by a general easterly wind flow. The showers that are being produced, though, are still pretty close to the other coastline, and there's a lot of dry air between the other coastline and our area, and a lot of the showers, as they work their way across the state, are just going to dry up, basically. So we're not planning on seeing a lot of rainfall around today. I think like maybe the last few days, maybe the few showers that do form could produce some good rains, but they'll be few and far between. So isolated, I think, is a good way to look at the shower possibilities later on this afternoon. Temperatures climbing up to near the 90 mark, and I think we'll crack that again today with temperatures about 91 or 2 here in Sarasota at the airport, and about a 20%, that's best I can do for you today, 20% chance of rain showers between 3 and about 7, and then pretty rapidly falling out after that. Otherwise, tropics are pretty quiet. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the chances of rainfall for the rest of the week coming up in a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Happening today, the Supreme Court begins a new term a bit shorthanded. The court will work with only 8 justices after Anthony Kennedy retired. President Trump and Republicans hope to have nominee Brett Kavanaugh seated in time for the new term, but that changed when Christine Blasey Ford came forward with allegations of sexual assault against Kavanaugh. Now, the FBI has a week to investigate those allegations and others against Kavanaugh. Now to the latest on that Supreme Court confirmation battle. ABC's Lana Zak breaks down the FBI investigation.
Lawyers for Deborah Ramirez, the second person to accuse Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct, say FBI investigators have spoken with her, but Dr. Christine Blasey Ford's team says so far she has not been questioned, even though there is just 1 week for the FBI to complete its background investigation.
I think they might ask for more time because, let's face it, when you open up this can, a lot of other people come out, and people want to talk about this.
There are now 2 issues. First, the sexual assault and misconduct claims. Second, the accuracy of Kavanaugh's testimony itself.
If Judge Kavanaugh is shown to have lied to the committee, nomination's over?
Oh, yes. I would think so.
On 60 Minutes, Republican Senator Jeff Flake said lying under oath would be enough to lose his crucial vote, but it's unclear to what degree that will be part of the investigation.
The credibility of Judge Kavanaugh, that's what's before us right now.
But Senator Lindsey Graham believes the investigation will be more limited.
Ms. Ramirez will be interviewed by the FBI, and Mark Judge will be asked, did you ever witness Brett Kavanaugh drug or gang rape women? And I think that'll be the scope of it.
Kavanaugh vehemently denies the allegations. President Trump insists he is not interfering with the process.
They have free reign. They're going to do whatever they have to do.
Presidential counselor Kellyanne Conway delivered her own bombshell this weekend, and though she's empathetic, she's not convinced.
I'm a victim of sexual assault. Not one Senate Judiciary Committee member changes his or her vote because of what they learned from the FBI investigation. That tells you all you need to know.
Rachel Mitchell, the prosecutor hired by the Republicans to question Dr. Blasey Ford, has released her report. She says that no prosecutor would bring charges based off of this evidence, but she also concedes that a Senate confirmation hearing, she says, is not a trial. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
And for the latest on that investigation and breaking news, along with your forecast, you can download our apps. Just go to your app store, look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Today, we may find out who will replace a local congressional candidate who suddenly died last week. April Freeman was running for the 17th Congressional District, which includes the southern half of Sarasota County and 8 other counties. The Democratic Party will announce a replacement to run against Republican State Senator Greg Steube. At a later date, Freeman's name, or as of now, Freeman's name will remain on the ballot, although voters will get a notice that those votes will go to the new nominee. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with a check of the day on Wall Street, and new month and a great start, huh?
Absolutely. We've had a pretty good run all year long, but today we're up 260 points. Canada got on board with NAFTA, and boy, oh boy, did that make a difference. Up at the get-go, start to finish, up 260 points right now, and we have to look back real quickly because today is the first day of the 4th quarter of the year. We just finished the best quarter for the Standard & Poor's 500 index since 2013, 5 years ago. And taking a look at how we're doing year to date, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up by more than 8%, the Standard & Poor's up by more than 10%, and the NASDAQ up by a whopping 17%. That said, let's see how we're doing as of 12 o'clock noon. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, as I say, is up by 262 points. There you go, 262.86, not quite 1%, but pretty darn close at 26,721.17. That on heavy volume of 707 million shares. The NASDAQ strong as well, up over 0.5%, not quite 43 points at 8,087.92, also on very heavy volume of 1,201,000,000 shares. And the S&P, certainly it's higher along with the others. The S&P up 1947, that was a good year, up 0.2% at 2,933.63. Well, what a year and what a day for General Electric. As Scott knows very well, we've been beating them up regularly. They're no longer part of the Dow. They're constantly hitting new lows. Well, if I told you the stock was up by 14% early today, up 10% right now, you say, how can that be? Well, the CEO was shown the door today. Yes, indeed, John Flannery, who has been the CEO for only 13 months. The board of directors said, John, thank you for your service, but you're just not turning this company around fast enough. Indeed, the stock closed at $11 and change, a 9-year low on Friday, and I guess that was the final straw as far as the board of directors was concerned. GE certainly looking much better today.
Okay. You've got some workshops next week, 2 of them.
Yes, we've got a lot coming on. It's called the end of the year. The end of the year is indeed a big, big deal. There you see 2018 year-end planning. We're going to be talking about tax planning, gifting planning, looking at gains and losses, all those very important things, and also 2019. Can the bull run continue? Well, that will be an interesting topic as well. Tuesday of next week, October 9th at 10 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, October 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please RSVP 906-2838. 906-2838. And Scott, need I say, we're going to have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Richard, thank you so much.
You're
we'll
very
see you
welcome.
again at 5.
Yes, sir.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, a teenager is in serious condition after a run-in with a large shark. The latest developments on finding that shark. And dozens of kids become sick after visiting a corn maze. And now hazmat crews are involved. Story right after this.
By Sunset Cadillac. It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Blue 32! Blue 32! Hot, hot! It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
I feel happiest when I'm out enjoying my favorite things, like spending time in my garden. That's why I need a Humana Medicare Advantage plan.
Many Humana Medicare Advantage plans cover everything from emergency care and hospital stays to doctor office visits and prescription drug coverage. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,900 on average on their prescription costs. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals, plans that include vision and dental coverage, and most plans include Silver Sneakers Fitness and a rewards program, all for a $0 monthly plan premium in most areas.
Now I can be happy and healthy and keep enjoying all of my favorite things.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide and see how a Humana Medicare Advantage plan can help keep you enjoying your favorite things.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So I went with 92 as a daytime high today. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we were a degree or two above that even. 88 already. We're looking at a dew point at 75. East wind coming in at about 11. That east wind kind of steady and probably be about the same sort of an east wind over the course of the next few days. East or northeast wind kind of fluctuating just a little bit. Don't see much variations in that. Lots of sunshine today mixed with a few fair weather clouds. 20% chance that a few of those clouds will build into a shower or two, maybe a thunderstorm as we head into the afternoon. But really, the rain chances are kept small by a lot of dry air that's moved in and by a big ridge of high pressure and a sinking dome of air. So we don't expect to see a lot of activity, a lot of cooling rains around this afternoon. But of the showers that build, some of them could produce a pretty good downpour because only the strongest survive, so to speak. In an atmosphere like this, only the strongest of the storms, the strongest updrafts are going to make it through the afternoon. One lone shower kind of peeking up down here in Lee County. Otherwise, we're looking at pretty quiet conditions everywhere on the Sun Coast. Don't see much growing yet. I think the majority of the activity in the state of Florida today is going to be down to the south, where the moisture is still a little bit thicker, and also up around the Jacksonville area where there's a little trough of low pressure. So if you look at the water vapor imagery here, which is what this satellite image is, it shows you the swirls, motions in the atmosphere. It shows you where the dry air is and where it is not. The dry air at mid and upper levels indicated by tan. The moist air is indicated by these turquoise colors. You pretty much very clearly can see this turquoise color kind of sinking a little bit further south with time. That, I think, will up our rain chances just a little bit as we head into tomorrow. Now, this is what we call a backdoor cold front. It's really transitioning into just a trough of low pressure. But I don't think it will have much in the way of a kicker mechanism left after today. But its moisture will survive, and the moisture will kind of sink southward into our area and maybe trigger off a few more showers around tomorrow than we'll see today. So if you're hoping for rainfall, tomorrow's a better chance for that to occur than today. High pressure remains the dominant feature. East wind continues to blow, so we'll have mostly sunny skies with only isolated inland showers. It'll be warm all week long with that high pressure ridge where it is. And so far, tropical weather is pretty calm for the state of Florida, actually, for most everywhere. We only have one system way out here in the Atlantic, and it's of little bother really to anyone. It's got 60-mile-an-hour winds. It will probably see some strengthening. It may become a hurricane with time. But look, this is the 5-day forecast. There's Bermuda, the little tiny island of Bermuda, and it just doesn't move too much in that entire length of time. So this is a system that's going to kind of maybe do a little pinwheel out there in the Atlantic and eventually die out as it lifts a little higher in latitude and encounters some cooler waters. Otherwise, no effect over land. Northeast wind transitioning to east and a little bit breezier as we head into the afternoon. We'll look for about a 92 or so for a daytime high today. Might be a little bit warmer. And we'll look for a 20% chance of showers today with that little moisture coming our way, maybe a 30% chance on Tuesday. And that's the way it's going to be. Slugs of moisture will pass through quickly, upping rain chances a little bit on certain days, Tuesday and Thursday particularly. And then maybe I don't think we'll see much in the way of any rainfall on Friday. Saturday and Sunday, again, minimal rain chances, but warm temperatures. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Now to a shark attack in Southern California. Right now, lifeguards and police in Encinitas are searching for the shark that attacked a 13-year-old boy over the weekend. He was seriously injured while diving for lobsters just north of San Diego. Fellow divers and beachgoers rushed in to pull him to safety. As soon as this afternoon, the beach remains closed and this teenager does remain in serious condition. Fall has arrived for most of the country, which for some means pumpkin picking, Halloween, and corn mazes. But for a group of kids in Texas, that corn maze quickly turned into a health hazard. Dozens of kids became sick after visiting the maze. A local hazmat team says the maze or the crops themselves were sprayed with a substance that causes itching, hives, and rashes. All the kids are doing okay. Only one needed to be treated at the hospital. Hazmat is still investigating what exactly was sprayed there. All right, time to get over to the kitchen now and say hello to a celebrity. A new television star, Ritz-Carlton executive pastry chef Lindsay McDonald joins us today. Lindsay is competing right now in the Food Network's Halloween Baking Championship, where the rest of the country is learning just how talented she really is. Lindsay, so great to have you in our kitchen today. We can't wait to see what you're going to create for us today.
Thank you. Well, today in my favorite kitchen of all, you know I love you guys and I love being here. We are making a sweet potato cake because it's not all about pumpkin in October. We're making a sweet potato cake with cream cheese, butterscotch caramel, candy pecans, and John is going to roll it for you. I can't wait.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. Talk with your doctor to create a treatment plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and to help raise awareness, Cape Cod Potato Chips is releasing a limited edition flavor. The chip combines red wine vinegar and pink Himalayan salt. 5% of sales, up to $25,000, will support a New England-based cancer treatment and research center. The limited batch is available at all major grocery stores. And October officially here now, and although we haven't quite made it to Halloween yet, we're jumping right to Christmas, if you will, with a new candy cane to tell you about. Macaroni and cheese flavored candy canes, created by the same company who introduced the world to bacon flavored candy canes. If that's not enough of variety, you can try clam flavored, pickle flavored, or even chicken flavored candy canes. Or, like the rest of us in the world, just stick to the traditional peppermint. That's just wrong. All right, John is in the kitchen now with our guest today, Ritz-Carlton executive pastry chef Lindsay McDonald. John?
And I am so excited on so many ways for so many reasons. The last 3 times you've been here, I have not, so I have not had a chance to cook with you.
He ditched me all summer.
It was wrong.
It was wrong.
And I apologize.
So today, you're going to do my work for me.
And I am petrified about what you're telling me is coming up.
That's my favorite part.
Plus, I'm excited because tonight at 9 o'clock, we get to watch you on that other network that features food 24 hours a day.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the name of the network, but you can figure it out, I think. 9 o'clock, you're in competition there. That's very exciting.
I am.
Only the creme de la creme get to that point.
I know, and I won the first week last week,
know.
which was so
And
exciting.
you won't tell me what happens, darn it.
Well, I can't.
I know.
So now we're going to we have a sweet potato cake here. Everybody thinks pumpkin, right?
Yes.
You know that sweet potato, when you cook it, acts exactly like pumpkin?
Yes?
Yeah,
Does it have lower calories? I think it does, actually.
I don't know. That's a great question.
I think so.
You're just asking me things I don't know
But
on
I'm
air.
not sure.
Let's see what
But
you're
it
doing.
doesn't matter for this
Doesn't
thing.
matter. We're going to roll this thing up and get it done on time today.
So why are you using sweet potato instead of...
Because I couldn't find any pumpkin this morning.
That's a good reason.
That's pretty much how it went this morning. So we're doing sweet potato, and the reason I left this piece of paper on top, I sprayed it with a little bit of oil, but when you peel it off, it takes off that little layer of cake that likes to flake into your icing and make the filling not so pretty.
Oh, okay.
So I went ahead and took that off.
Is that wax paper? I'm sorry.
It's just parchment paper,
Parchment
which
paper.
isn't wax.
Okay.
It's just regular parchment. Wax won't do that stick thing. So now I have some cream cheese icing, and I am just going to pipe this on here. And after I'm done piping, you are going to spread that all the way around with that beautiful spatula you have over there.
Okay.
I have faith
you better
in
have
you
faith.
right now.
You better have a lot of faith.
I do have a lot of faith.
Okay.
We've been at this long enough. I got faith. Okay.
Got your personal spreader here.
He does. He does.
Okay. Any tips before I start in?
Don't mess it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
Does it stick to it? Is that okay?
Yes,
look at me.
absolutely. Look at
me
you go.
How about that?
You just keep it nice and even. The whole goal is to have one even layer
Do
of
I
icing.
go right to the edge?
Not quite to the edge. You
Okay.
want to leave a little line because when we roll it, you want to assume that some of that icing is going to push forward, and we don't want it all squirting out the side.
No, that would.
Look at you go.
Huh? Not bad, right?
Nice
You got a job
job.
over there at the Ritz for me? Oops.
I think you do great here.
Hey, you know what? I'm very excited too because you're going to have the Halloween decorations coming up here at the Ritz, aren't you?
This year, for the first time, I get a Halloween display as well as a Christmas display.
Nice.
So now I'm going to steal your spatula for
I'm
you
done.
because my OCD is going crazy right now. So this year, I get a Halloween display too. It's not as huge as Christmas, but we are going to have it in the lobby by the 17th, and I am so excited for it.
Can I borrow that spatula?
No, you have to roll this. You can lick it
I wanted to
afterwards.
taste the frosting.
You're going to lick it afterwards. So this is how we roll it. I'll start it for you.
I'm so scared.
You just put about an inch over, and then there's a piece of parchment under there. You just pull it up.
It's like sushi.
Yeah, so sushi roll it, you roll, and I'll make sure it doesn't stick.
Okay.
Now don't push it.
What? No?
Just pull up the paper.
Just pull up the paper. That's it?
Just pull up the paper.
Don't let it fall off the side.
Look, you're a professional.
How about that?
See?
Hey, I did good.
Look at you. And then when it's all
Nice.
rolled up, I always trim the end off because I have kids and they think they get a piece. So we trim the end off, and then you take a nice big layer. When it's cold, it won't be so smushy. But
Should you refrigerate it a little bit before you go to the next step?
it never lasts long enough in my house to refrigerate it. But if you want that beautiful slice, you should refrigerate it.
Okay.
Do your roll. This is butterscotch caramel
Oh my gosh.
that you need. We need more.
Oh, always.
There.
Oh, I'm dying. That looks so good.
And then candied pecans. And the big thing that you need to do on these candied pecans, add some salt.
Okay.
That salt with that sweet potato and the butterscotch.
Brings it out a little bit?
It does.
It feels like fall already.
Yes, now you can have your spatula,
Okay,
John.
thank you. And I want to remind everybody that the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. You can click on the dining link page. It'll take you right there with the video instructions. And thank you. You made a whole little thing going on here. And tonight at 9 on that channel that has food cooking all 24 hours, you catch Lindsay here competing for the big prize money and the bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Plus, at the Ritz, you have the special Halloween display coming up. What date?
It will be out on the 17th, and whatever I make on this show not named on Monday nights, I will be running in Jack Dusty as a special every weekend. So you can come in at the Ritz and try it.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks. It's such a pleasure having you in the kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Well, that's good. Very, very good.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Coming up, Selby Botanical Gardens planning a major construction project. Ray Collins will join us in the studio with a preview. Plus, 21 new laws go into effect today, one of which is aimed to help first responders suffering PTSD. And today marks 1 year since the mass shooting in Las Vegas. The event's planned to honor the victims.
You're watching ABC7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. New at noon, Orlando police say a man who forced Orlando Regional Medical Center's emergency room to go into lockdown earlier today is now dead. Police say an ambulance carried the 35-year-old man to the ER this morning. He claimed to have a gun and told police he was a suspect in a murder. Reports say the man made a move during negotiations and officers responded by opening fire. Investigators now say it looks like he was not armed. 3 officers who were involved in that shooting have been placed on routine paid administrative leave. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is investigating the shooting. Today marks 1 year since a deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas. The city will host a number of events today to remember the victims of that tragedy. 58 people were killed, hundreds injured in what is the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The marquees along the legendary Las Vegas Strip will go dark tonight to honor the victims, as well as a memorial blood drive, a community prayer vigil, and a candlelight vigil. The U.S. and Canada have reached a new North American free trade deal after weeks of bitter negotiations and brushing up against last night's deadline. ABC's Linda Lopez has a story.
I'm thrilled to speak to the American people to share truly historic news for our nation, and indeed for the world.
The president touting his success in reaching a new trilateral trade agreement with Canada and Mexico to replace NAFTA. The deal reached just before a midnight deadline last night. The agreement is expected to open the Canadian dairy market to American farmers and promises protection to Canada's auto industry from the tariffs President Trump had threatened. It comes after months of contentious back and forth between President Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. As recently as last week at the UN, the president criticizing Trudeau and his negotiating tactics.
His tariffs are too high and he doesn't seem to want to move, and I've told him forget about it.
Trudeau saying in reaction to the deal,
Good day for Canada.
And Canada and the U.S. releasing a joint statement saying the deal would result in freer markets, fairer trade, and robust economic growth in our region. The new trade agreement still has to be approved by Congress, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi is not signing on just yet, releasing a statement saying, in part, Democrats will closely scrutinize the text of the Trump administration's NAFTA proposal. But Wall Street is welcoming news of the agreement. Stocks opened broadly higher today and continue rising, even though Congress is not expected to take up the deal until 2019. Linda Lopez, ABC News, New York.
For the latest on that agreement and breaking news, download our app. Find it at the App Store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Happening today, Melania Trump will head to Africa on her first solo international trip as First Lady. She's expected to visit schools and hospitals in at least 4 countries. Mrs. Trump will also be meeting with mothers and children as part of her Be Best campaign. Another goal is to help replicate working U.S. programs on health care in Ghana, Malawi, Kenya, and Egypt. Happening today, a member of the Secret Service will receive the military's highest honor for his service as an Army medic. Former Staff Sergeant Ronald Scherer will be awarded the Medal of Honor during a White House ceremony. In 2008, Scherer fought his way up a mountain to aid injured fellow Special Forces members and their Afghan counterparts. His actions helped save the lives of all of the wounded under his care. After leaving the Army, he joined the Secret Service and now works to stop any coordinated attack against the president. Let's get a check on our Monday weather with meteorologist John Scalzi. Enjoying that kitchen creation.
Man,
That
always
was good.
always a pleasure. I have a sweet tooth. I have a little bit of a sweet tooth.
I'm going to wait
I
till
must
after the
admit.
newscast, but there's still some over there.
It's worth the wait.
Yeah.
We have some very pleasant weather out there right now. A lot of sunshine. The sunshine has been ever persistent through the morning hours, and now we're starting to see a few fair weather clouds build in inland areas. These are really not rain producers quite yet. We might see a few more rain producers develop as we head into the afternoon, but the rain chance is small, only about 20% right now. Those high feathery clouds coming in from the cloud mass to the north up around Jacksonville, the local little teeny cellular clouds, those cumulus clouds, are being born locally by moisture brought in on an east wind from the Atlantic coast. You can kind of see them dotting the landscape in the last few frames there. Very clear the difference between those two clouds in satellite view. One high cloud, kind of a smear of clouds. The other cellular little clouds there, caused, of course, by the little updrafts that are created by daytime heating. And it will be warm again today, no doubt about it. We hit 92 yesterday. We'll probably hit 93 or so today. I went with 92, but it certainly could be 93. More rain showers the further south you go. That's where moisture is thicker, and we're already on the way to approaching that 90-degree mark. 88 Sarasota, 86 in Bradenton, 87 in inland areas. It's very popular. 88 down there in Venice. We'll look today for about a 20%, as I mentioned, chance of showers lingering through the evening, through drive time. And about 7 o'clock, we'll start to see those rain chances begin to phase out as we get rid of daytime heating. We'll have the complete forecast for you and take a look at the tropics coming up in just a few. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. Happening in Florida, fundraising officially kicks off today for the first state-supported scholarship in America aimed at helping students victimized by bullying. The Hope Scholarship gives parents of eligible students the opportunity to find a safer learning environment among private schools at another public school within the school district, or to receive funding to transport that student to a school in another district. The scholarship was created by the Florida legislature last spring, signed into law by the governor. The scholarship will be administered by the nonprofit Step Up for Students. Selby Botanical Gardens in Sarasota is on the brink of its biggest growth ever. It's planning a $67 million construction project that will include a 5-story parking garage with a restaurant on the top floor. But administrators are also protecting their past as well. ABC 7's Ray Collins shows us what's happening this afternoon at Sarasota City Hall. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, city commissioners will vote today to grant local historic designation and therefore protection to the home of William and Marie Selby. Here it is. The house went up back in 1922, just a few years before the Great Depression. It is now used as a cafe and a meeting place. Beautiful on the outside, and as you're about to see in 2 seconds, well preserved on the inside as well. The Selbys came to Sarasota from West Virginia back in 1921. Now, William passed away in 1956 after a successful career in the oil industry, and Marie passed away in 1971. Selby's current CEO says amid all their plans for big growth, it's important not to forget the past.
The Selby House is really a focal point of Selby Gardens history, and I think it's an important tenet of Selby Gardens' undertaking to preserve its history and also protect its future. So it is a key component of Selby Gardens' master site plan to preserve the Selby House for future generations.
Well, City Commission votes today at Sarasota City Hall on the historic designation. Also on the agenda, by the way, the future of the Bobby Jones Golf Course and the latest plans for the Sarasota Bayfront. Scott?
Great, thank you. 21 new laws will go into effect today, ranging from harsher penalties for animal abusers to increased penalties for airport trespassers. And one will also help first responders with PTSD. Workers' comp benefits will now be extended to firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and EMTs who are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. Some are frustrated it does not include 911 dispatchers who talk directly to victims and relatives going through a crisis. Although other factors can trigger PTSD, the law only covers those who witness a death.
It should be broader and include more than just something related to a death of a child or a death that's egregious.
Sarasota Police Department and Sarasota County Emergency Services cover PTSD issues under their employee assistance programs, which are separate from that new law. And here are some of the other laws going into effect today. One will allow people who want to buy guns to use credit cards to pay for background checks. Another allows deaf people to voluntarily identify themselves as hearing impaired when they register vehicles. And then another will increase penalties for people who steal bee colonies. Happening today, the city of Sarasota is offering free trees to some residents. The city will deliver them right to your home. This is the 4th community canopy tree giveaway for the city. Nearly 500 trees have been given out so far. For more information on how to get a tree for your yard, how you qualify, you can just look for this story on our website, mysuncoast.com. Looking ahead to Wednesday, Sarasota Police will host a Coffee with a Cop. It will take place at Pastry Art from 8 until 10 in the morning. Police say their goal is to build a stronger relationship with the community and to, of course, enjoy a good cup of coffee, too. And tomorrow night, Northport Police will host a National Night Out event. It's from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Northport City Hall. This is a chance for residents to get to know police officers, first responders, and members of the community. Still to come today on your Suncoast News, a scramble to find earthquake and tsunami survivors after the devastation in Indonesia.
Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it. The Players Center presents the wild Broadway season opener, Annie, Get Your Gun. There's no business like show business. This slice of magical American musical theater will thrill you with the classic tunes of Irving Berlin. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Annie, Get Your Gun, September 18th through October 7th. Let's go on with the show.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure, I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today.
Discover immunotherapy and find out how your body's natural immune system can become your greatest hope in the fight against cancer. Speak with your doctor and visit su2c.org/immunotherapy to learn more.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
88-degree air temperature, dew point value 75, east wind coming in at 11. The combination of all those factors bringing us a chance of rain today, but a small chance, and the reason for that I'll explain in a minute. A few scattered showers down to the south of us, nothing in our area currently, and I think it probably won't even be till 3 o'clock till we start to see 1 or 2 showers around. Here's what's going on. The tan color that you see here is dry air. It's all over the place across central Florida, and that's what's limiting our showers. But we do have some moisture, indicated here by the kind of turquoise color, swinging to the south across our region eventually, and I think that might up our rain chances just a little bit tomorrow. Here's another way to look at it. This is the moisture available to produce rain showers in our atmosphere. And you can see that with time, some of this redder is wetter air sinks southward into our area. But then just as quickly it exits and leaves us with this dry air. These cooler colors are drier air parcels. And they really do take over after the moisture exit our region. So by the time we get to Wednesday, the humid air is gone, and it's left us with, again, another day with probably very little rain chance on Wednesday. So tomorrow, Tuesday, and then again we'll see another little slug of that moisture swing by on Thursday. Both those 2 days, slightly elevated rain chances, but even so, not great rain chances. Tropics got one system we're watching. This one system, Leslie, is going to kind of meander out here in the open waters of the Atlantic, eventually lifting northward after perhaps developing a little bit. Right now it's got 60-mile-an-hour winds, and yes, it does have the potential for the next day or two as it continues to slowly drift southward to kind of develop a little bit, but then it's going to get picked up by a trough. It's going to start heading back north over the area from whence it just came, and it's going to hit some colder water, and it'll eventually start fading away again. So you can see over a 5-day period, really doesn't even move half a latitude in distance. So not very far at all over the next several days, and certainly no issues for us. As far as other places in the tropics, there's just not a lot going on right now. These are ripping winds aloft, indicated here by blue. The higher winds are indicated by the darker blues. The reds are kind of the lighter winds and more favorable for tropical development. But you can see in a lot of the area of tropical cyclone generation at this time of year, from Africa all the way back to the tip of Florida, you got some strong winds aloft, and really not a big chance of anything developing in that area as long as those winds are so strong. But there are pockets of better locations for development, so we'll see what happens over the next 5 days. But right now, there's no other area in the Atlantic that the Hurricane Center is watching. Northeast wind coming in at about 5 to 10. That brings you a light chop, or a moderate chop rather, and 2-foot seas. The seas may be increasing just a little bit as we head into the evening, and those winds kind of strengthen just a little bit. We'll look for a 20% chance of showers today. Moisture arrives tomorrow, giving us a little bit better rain chance. Goes away on Wednesday, so we'll drop the rain chance back down. comes back on Thursday. We'll up the rain chance just a little bit. But you see, still, the variation is small and the rainfall chances are pretty low. Drier air arrives on Friday and we'll just knock the rain chance right out. And then as we head into the weekend, even still, warm temperatures and a less than average chance for showers. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In Indonesia, the search for survivors is underway following the devastating earthquake and then tsunami. At this hour, 844 people are confirmed dead, and with that number expected to rise, survivors are being treated outdoors due to fear the hospital could collapse. Rescue efforts are facing extreme challenges as many roads remain cut off and the airport is still not operating at a normal capacity. The main concern right now is getting enough aid into the city to treat the injured. JetBlue is cutting back and simplifying the travel experience. The airline is set to offer a no-frills economy fare that could limit when flyers board, your seat choices, and whether you can change or cancel a reservation. As long as you're not picky or on a tight schedule, this could be an affordable option for some flyers. And take a look at this new video of U.S. Navy sailors rushing to help save passengers from a plane crash in Micronesia. They went aisle by aisle looking for victims after the Air Niugini flight wound up in the ocean. All 47 people on board survived. No serious injuries were reported. However, the airline says it lost track of one passenger after the crash, but witnesses say they saw that person get onto a rescue boat. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with John and our weather, and then Prince William meets Prince William. We'll explain right after this.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. Talk with your doctor to create a treatment plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Coming up later today on ABC 7 News at 4, Venice is struggling to pay for its firefighters. City is $1 million short of what it needs to fund its fire department. We'll take a look at what the options are. Plus, consolidating 3 universities into one. The latest on the complex merger of the USF system. Hope you'll join us later today at 4 o'clock. Search is on for a new chairman of the board at Tesla. under a deal to settle an SEC investigation over some of founder Elon Musk's tweets. Musk is stepping down as chairman, and the car maker and Musk are paying $40 million in fines. Musk will remain as the company's CEO. In entertainment news, a look at the box office numbers over the weekend. Matt Damon's surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live, and Gwyneth Paltrow ties the knot. ABC's Jason Nathanson has the scoop on what's happening in Hollywood.
The Kevin Hart-Tiffany Haddish comedy Night School overcame bad reviews to open in first place with $28 million, a bit shy of expectations. The animated family comedy Smallfoot opened second best of the newcomers, taking second place with a little over $23 million. The horror flick Hellfest debuted in sixth. Michael Moore's political documentary Fahrenheit 11/9 made only $1.1 million its second week out, a nearly 63% drop in business over last week's debut. Matt Damon made a surprise appearance as Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh to open Saturday Night Live over the weekend in a 13-minute sketch that pummeled last week's Senate confirmation hearings. Congratulations to Gwyneth Paltrow and TV producer Brad Falchuk. Word is they were married Saturday in the Hamptons on New York's Long Island after 4 years as a couple. I'm Dying Up Here, Showtime's dramedy about the 1970s stand-up comedy scene, has been canceled after 2 seasons. And Captain Marvel's Brie Larson is 29 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
While Prince William was in Kenya, he met another Prince William. The Duke of Cambridge was visiting with the local soccer team in Kinshasa during his 3-country tour of Africa. He was handing out soccer jerseys when he met a player who is named after him. 36-year-old royal then broke protocol and hugged his namesake. Members of the public are only supposed to shake hands with the royal family. You can see he's quite popular there.
Looks that way.
Everywhere he goes, he's popular.
Yeah.
He and his wife.
He's got a kind of very honest personality, it seems.
Yeah,
so.
and a charisma.
And a charisma, and he does a lot of good. So
yes, he
all
does,
those things, he's brought a real popular kind of thing to the royal family.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you back at 4 o'clock. Until then, have a great afternoon, everyone.